Alright, hey guys, I decided that it would be a productive exercise for me to come on here and instead of ranting about, my hair texture and what people think about my hair texture, what people don't think about my hair texture, I thought it'd be better to just show you. And I also haven't seen my hair in its shrunken state in a very long time. I've been washing my hair in twists and braids for at least a year now. It's really been helping me with my length retention. So today I washed it with not in braids, and this is what I got. This is how my hair looks. Some serious shrinkage, but I'm just gonna talk a little bit about how I feel about hair typing, and while I'm talking you can peer at my hair and squint and try to decipher what my hair texture is. But hair texture it's highly contested, both just in the natural hair world, but also probably is the most frequent comment that I get on my videos, and specifically on my 1.5 year natural length check video. There stays being a comment that's, no, you're not 4C, you're 4A, or no, you're definitely 4C. And I mean, it's just interesting because, well, like my camera quality was not good before a few weeks ago, so I don't really understand how on your end someone could have been seeing that closely exactly what my hair texture was. Also, I don't understand how you can look from a distance at someone's hair and be able to accurately categorize it. I feel like you need to touch it, but that's just how I feel. Those are my little points. The more important point that I have is that we need to understand that hair type is a construct. It is not a real thing. It is socially constructed, and I'm about to get into academic speak. So what that means is that basically it's just made up, and it's not it's not helpful. I definitely think that it is helpful in grouping people together, but I don't think that it needs to be the end-all be-all of life. There are other aspects of hair besides the type of curl or kink that it has that could be really helpful in trying to identify with other people, whether it's trying to figure out what products to use on your hair or trying to figure out what styles to use on your hair. Things like density, things like hair thickness, things like fineness of whether your strands are fine or coarse, whether your hair, I already said dense, yeah, whether you have a lot of hair on your head or not so much hair on your head, those things are just as important as the shape of your curl pattern, and those are things that people don't always take into consideration. But the same way that race is a social construct, someday a very long time ago someone woke up and decided that there should be different races and had categorized them differently, and those categories have changed over time. Taking Black people, for example, before there used to be a division between mulattoes and quadroons and whatnot, and then it was just colored folks, and now it's African American versus Caribbean American, stuff like that. So these categories can change and they're flexible, but not only can they change and are they flexible, but it's not your place to decide for someone where they should fit. People do get stereotyped a lot and put into a box, but at the end of the day, a social construct or a category is for a person to choose where they belong. A good example is, if I saw a person who looked to me to be white, I don't have the right, I could say this, but fundamentally I don't have the right to say you're not white, you're not Black, you're white. If they think that they're Black and if they want to identify as Black, then that is their choice. So bringing this back to the natural hair world, if I want to identify as 4C because it is helpful for me, that is my choice. And in the same way, if you want to identify as 4C or 4B or 3A, and maybe I disagree with you on that, at the end of the day, it's not for me to tell you what to identify with, because that's your choice. That's what's helpful for you. Yeah, so that's how I feel about this whole hair type thing. And to not make my point, but to illustrate my point, it took like 30 minutes to go through all the different hair type like guides and try to figure out what I was in each of them. So according to curls.biz, I'm a 4C. According to Mazani, I'm a type 7. According to Sporty Afros, I'm a 4E or a 4F. According to some forum on Black Hair Media, I don't know if like a person made this up or if they got it from somewhere, but I'm a 4A. According to Naturally Curly, I'm a 4B or a 4C. And according to Andre Walker, I think I'm a 4B. Yeah, no, he only had 4B. So those are the very different things. So that ranged from type 7, and then within the 4s, you know, there was 4A, there was all the way to 4F. So it's you know, not the easiest thing to determine, but for me, I find it helpful to think of myself as a person with 4C hair that is mixed with 4B strands. And yeah, I mean, I think that the hair in the front is a little looser than, you know, the hair on the sides. The hair in the back is a little looser as well, but at the sides, at my temples, I feel like there's more 4C happening here. I'm also being really delicate with my hair because it doesn't have any conditioner in it and I haven't detangled it yet. So so that's how I like to identify my hair. And the people who I've found on YouTube and on other sites and forums that I best identify with, and I look at their hair and I'm like, oh, that like kind of looks like my hair. Those tend to be the people who have 4B hair, 4C hair. So yes, that is my non-rant video about hair typing, and I hope that, you know, I don't want people to get so uptight about hair typing. It's not that real at the end of the day. You should remember that there are other aspects and other dimensions of hair that are also important to take note of when looking to other people for inspiration. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and it's a cute little fro. Bye guys.